Lisa's power wasn't in any rulebook or title. It was in the way she carried herself, like she owned every inch of our quiet little neighborhood. She showed up first, spoke the loudest, stayed the latest, and corrected people with a smile that cut like a knife. Nobody challenged her. Not because she was right, but because our community, with its tidy lawns and forced smiles, hated conflict. So, they let her wear the crown. But crowns built on assumptions crack easily, and I was ready to give hers a nudge. I'm Emily, and I've lived here for years, mostly keeping to myself. The gazebo in the East Park, thought hats my heart carved into wood. I donated it after my husband, Tom, passed away. We designed it together, a quiet spot for sunsets, with a small plaque under the bench for him. I wanted no fanfare, just peace. But Lisa? She turned it into her stage. At every potluck, she'd strut around, barking orders, acting like she built the place. She scolded kids for stacking chairs wrong, told sweet old Mrs. Harper her cookies were unsanitary. It was her kingdom, and we were just guests. I watched from the shadows, not hiding, but waiting. I needed to know how deep her lies went. One night, near the mailboxes, I overheard two neighbors whispering. Lisa's renaming the garden, one said. Some deal with a cave bean and blossom corner. Says it's for park repairs, but she gets free brunch every weekend. Their laughter was sharp, bitter. Lisa wasn't just stealing credit. She was selling our spaces for personal perks. My stomach churned. Back home, I dug into the HOA's clunky online portal, one I'd bookmarked when I donated the gazebo. Buried in a forgotten folder was a PDF. Proposal under discrimination underscore draft. Lisa's name was all over it, outlining sponsorships for benches, gardens, even the gazebo, which she called her community initiative. My donation, Tom's memory, was a resumed bullet point. I printed it, hands shaking, and added it to my folder. The donation letter, Tom's sketches, the HOA approval. The plaque request, asking for it to be low, private, under the bench where Tom's initials Tam sewn Weir carved. I wasn't ready to fight yet. I needed more. The next day, I walked past Mr. Thompson's house, a quiet board member who skipped events but never votes. He was watering his roses. Emily, right? Your blueberry scones were a hit at the school drive. I smiled, surprised he remembered. Then I asked, did the board know who donated the gazebo? His face tightened. Lisa said the donor wanted anonymity, even from us. Seemed odd, but it was funded, so we moved on. I nodded. And the plaque? Under the bench? He frowned. Yeah, that was the plan. Lisa said it'd be too subtle. I took a breath. I was the donor. For Tom. He died before it was built. He froze, eyes wide. That explains a lot. Lisa's been using it like her personal platform. I left him staring at his roses, like he was seeing the whole neighborhood differently. Days later, at the potluck, Lisa was in full glory, clipboard in hand, coral dress, screaming for attention. Streamers hung like they were bowing to her. She snapped at a couple for bringing an unapproved cake, her voice slicing through the chatter. This isn't about you, it's about the brand, she hissed. Someone recorded it. By nightfall, the clip was in the neighborhood group chat, captioned Lisa strikes again. Eye roll emojis flooded in. People shared stories, fines for lemonade stands, complaints about oversized wreaths. The resentment wasn't loud, but it was deep. I kept gathering EVY Denke. Meeting minutes, photos of Lisa cutting a ribbon she had no right to touch, a podcast where she called the gazebo my VY Shown. The plaque? Hidden behind a flower pot, barely readable. My blood ran cold. Then Mr. Thompson texted. He'd seen the proposal PDF. Got more. I sent him everything. Receipts, sketches, the board original approval. He asked if I'd speak at the next HOA meeting. I said I was thinking about it. Truth was, I'd been rehearsing my words every night. The meeting room felt like a pressure cooker. More chairs were filled than usual, whispers buzzing like static. Lisa stood up front, smiling too hard, oblivious to the glances she wasn't getting. Mr. Thompson cleared his throat. We have a request to clarify concerns about a public structure. I'd like to give the floor to Emily Carter. Lisa's grip on her clipboard tightened, but her face stayed blank. I stood, holding an envelope, and walked to the podium, each step heavy with Tom's memory. "I'm not one for speeches," I began, voice steady. "Most of you don't know me well. I keep to myself. But a year ago, I donated the gazebo in the East Park." Heads turned. It was anonymous, as I requested for my husband, Tom. He designed it before he passed. This, I held up the donation letter, confirms it, along with instructions for a plaque under the bench. That plaque was moved without my consent. Worse, the gazebo was claimed as someone else's VY shown. The room went silent, the kind of quiet that hums with tension. Lisa stood, voice sharp. "This isn't the place for personal grievances. If it's about a plaque," I didn't flinch. "I'm not done." She sat, eyes blazing. "There's more," I said. "A proposal to sell naming rights to our spaces, listing the gazebo as a success under someone else's name, with personal perks like gift cards and free meals." I handed Mr. Thompson the documents. "I'm not here for praise or punishment. I'm here for the truth." A murmur rippled through the crowd. Someone muttered, "Unbelievable." I sat down, the folder lighter, the air heavy. Mr. Thompson spoke. "Thank you, Emily. The board will re-VYEW this fully. We owe you gratitude for your donation and transparency." Lisa's face was a mask, caught between shock and fury. No one clapped. They didn't need to. The truth had landed. The next morning, I walked to the gazebo. The plaque was back under the bench, polished, gleaming, saw in honor of love, quiet strength, and the spaces we leave behind. So I sat, fingers tracing Tom's initials, the sunrise warm on my face. Lisa's reign unraveled slowly. She was asked to step down as social chair. Rumors said she fought it, claiming the vote was rigged, but her voice was just noise now. Neighbors stopped listening. I didn't gloat. I'd said my piece. Weeks later, I was sealing the gazebo's wood when Lisa appeared, arms crossed, face tight. "You didn't have to humiliate me." I kept brushing. "I didn't. I told the truth." She bristled. "You could have come to me privately." I stood, meeting her eyes. "I tried. The day you yelled at me to leave your gazebo. You didn't ask. You assumed. And you kept assuming, even when people doubted." Her shoulders sagged. "It's just a gazebo." My voice softened, but not weak. Not when it's built from grief. Not when it's the only place I hear Tom's voice in the wind. She blinked, maybe ashamed, but said nothing. She walked away, footsteps fading. The board held a quiet gathering later. No speeches, just neighbors enjoying the park. I brought scones. They vanished fast. New benches popped up, each with a plaque from different families, none with my name. That was my choice. Lisa stopped coming to meetings, then resigned. Some said she might sell her house. No one cheered or jeered. It was just the end of a storm. On the last warm day of fall, I sat in the gazebo, wind rustling like Tom's laugh. The grief stayed, but the bitterness left. Love outlasts lies. Truth doesn't need a shout. What you build from the heart every beam, every initial can be stolen by someone who never knew what it meant to build it all. So what do you think? Was Emily right to expose Lisa publicly, or should she have confronted her privately? Did Lisa deserve a chance to explain, or was her pattern of deception too deep? Should communities dig deeper into who funds their spaces, or let sleeping dogs lie? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button if this story got you thinking, and subscribe for more tales that uncover the truth behind the everyday. Let's keep the conversation going.